Hey, what's up, nerds? It's Paul here at Radio Free Hammerhal, and today we're going to talk about starting a Ossiarch Bonereapers army. So, in general, this army is great for new players. It's generally very strong. It's forgiving for new players. It can be a little bit challenging for new players rules-wise because it's a little bit different than most other armies and has some interesting things going on with it rules-wise. But it has a relatively limited model range, which makes it easy to collect. And because so much of the models are basically just bone and armor and weapons, it's pretty easy to paint as well. Right now, on the collecting side, there's no boxes that currently are giving you a discount, like Start Collecting or Warcry, anything like that. So we're going with, whatever standard price you're getting for kits. And that's about all we have for now, but it's still a great place for new players to start, I think. So our essential units, our battle line. Mortek Guard, they are just absolutely the backbone of this army. They're good on offense, they're good on defense, they can get both of those buffed from other places. You can take them in decently large numbers. You can take up to a 40-man unit. So they're good at holding objectives. Min size is 10 models. So, they're overall very good at holding objectives, taking objectives from your opponent, etc. Lots of synergy here. This is as I said, it's the backbone of the army. Everything else is really built around this in a lot of ways. Your Cavalos Death Riders are your other option. Now, these are some really strong cavalry units that are very fast and can really be very punchy. They are a unit that you can also build an army around. It's not really necessarily the most common build, but it has been successful for some people if you want to go with an all-cavalry route with your list. So for heroes, we got the Mortison Soul Mason. He's a really strong wizard. He's a multicaster. His signature spell, he has the ability to potentially cast that multiple times in one turn, and it hands out reroll ones to hit to friendly units. The Mortison Bone Shaper, he is also a wizard, and he has the ability to either heal up to 3 wounds on a friendly model or return up to 3 wounds worth of models to a unit. So that means with your Mortek Guard, you can return up to 3 Mortek Guard that were lost in a unit, which is really strong, especially for how expensive he is. He is very cheap for what he can do there. Your Liege Cavalos, he has a great command ability that adds 1 attack to each melee profile of a unit. He's also pretty strong in combat and carries artifacts pretty well, so he's a really strong option for you too. Now, there are some other heroes that are available to the Ossiarch Bonereapers. The weaker selections I'm not going to go over, and the big guys we're going to talk about a little bit later on. So for support units, we have the Mortek Crawler, which that is your big artillery piece that takes 3 shots a turn and can do 5 damage per shot. So he's great at taking out heroes. The Gothazar Harvester, he can return models back to units when they're slain, and he also can heal himself doing that, and he's pretty respectable on offense as well. So you can really get him in there. He doesn't necessarily have to be something hiding behind supporting. He can get right up in the fight and help out and also support your units at the same time. So our other units we have here. Right now, these are not great choices. Your Morghasts, your Necropolis Stalkers, and your Immortus Guard, they're really not that great for how they're currently priced. And I want to put a big caveat on this, that they're not bad units. It's that they are currently priced in such a way that Mortek Guard and Kavalos Death Riders are just better. And this can change at any time that we get points updates. The other strike against them is that they're not battle line, which this army tends to take a small number of units and then a bunch of support stuff. So when you're taking units that are not battle line, you are kind of in a weird place that, there's not many non-battle line units that you're going to typically take in an army. Alright, so our big boys of the Ossiarch Bonereapers. Nagash, Catacross, and Archon the Black. Now, these I don't really recommend for newer players. This is something that is going to be for more experienced players, people that are adding big stuff to their armies. They're expensive kits. They are expensive models in your list. They have some complex abilities and complex interactions. And they're not necessarily the easiest things to paint either. Nagash, he is, I believe, 880 points, so he takes up nearly half your list. He has incredibly powerful magic. He's hard to kill. He has access to all of the spells in the Bonereaper spell lore. He is just a powerhouse. Catacross has a lot of really powerful abilities that make him a really great utility. In addition, if you are in the Mortis Praetorians subfaction, then he adds 1 to save to all of your Mortek Guard, which, again, really powerful, a lot of synergy. He can deny your opponent command points. He's just really good, and he's pretty good in combat. Archon the Black is basically like a poor man's Nagash, the way I think of it. And so he's a little bit less powerful than Nagash is in terms of spell casting, less survivable. Overall, he is a toned down, cheaper version of Nagash in pretty much every way. There's not too much difference between him and Nagash in terms of what they do. It's not like one is really bringing anything to the table that's significantly different than the other, I don't think. Although Archon the Black does have a really good signature spell. So that is about it on Ossiarch Bonereapers. This is actually a pretty simple, straightforward army. Not a ton of war scrolls to go over, but I think we've done a decent job here of covering the basics and getting good starts for new people. Thank you, as always, for watching, and if you enjoyed what you've seen, don't forget to hit that like button. If you're not currently a subscriber, hit that subscribe button so you see more of our videos. If you're interested in supporting the channel, we are on Patreon. You can support us there. And as always, we are also on Twitter and on Facebook. Those links are in the description. I will talk to you all later.